So, last video we were on the Wabdar Trail.
Oh yeah, we just finished the webinar.
Yeah, just got done with that, and we were talking about our setup and things we wanted to do before we went on our trip to the Arctic, which is now in a week and a half?
Something like that.
Yeah, real soon. So, this is just kind of a real, hey, this is actually how things are going post. Things are going hard, actually.
It suck.
We're way behind. We decided, I don't know if we said this last time, we decided we're only taking one truck.
Yeah.
We're taking her truck. Did we say that?
Yep.
Okay, so we're taking her truck. I don't know if you can see in the picture, but the wheels are off it. It's on jacks right now. A couple weeks ago, she came to my work. She's like, hey, honey, my brakes are making a really bad noise. And I had looked at her brakes maybe 1,000 miles ago. They were perfectly fine. Nope, they're not fine. They're metal to metal in the front. She caught something when we were on the trail last time and just destroyed the driver's side front rotor. So we need to do. She did a really good job. And brakes on these things, I mean, not to get too technical, like usually brakes and rotors on most vehicles are really easy. It's 2 bolts, pull the rotor off or the caliper off, and then pull the bracket out, new rotor on, wham bam, thank you ma'am. Not on these things. You got to pull the whole front hub apart. It's a huge pain in the ass.
And you need a special tool,
which
you can't just go to O'Reilly's to buy. You have
Need a
to
54 millimeter
special
socket.
order.
This is probably the only time you would need a 54 millimeter socket is working on these things. And no one sells it. No one in Snohomish County sells one. So we're SOL. We're just waiting for a socket right now. So it's a part. Waiting for one tool so we can finish the brake job. We're updating her brakes, putting big ceramic brakes on it so she can tow a trailer without trailer brakes and be perfectly fine. We worked on the trailer today. The goal was to have the trailer done by the end of July, no later than the end of July. It is now July 5th? Or August 5th. August 5th.
It's August 5th.
Yeah, that's right, that time. So we're way behind. The trailer's halfway done. No, it's better than that.
No.
I mean, it's framed, covered. We just got to basically do some touch-up stuff to it. The trailer's actually not that bad. Yeah. So, yeah, we're just way, way behind. But the deal was, life happens. Work's been busy, and we've been, nitpicking on things here and there. Things have gone sideways, ordered wrong parts, waiting on parts, things like that to build the trailer and work on the trucks and stuff. And Anthony, deal was we took the kids and dropped them off at Grandma and Grandpa's house last week. And the thing was we were going to spend all week working on finishing the trailer, building up Rebecca's car, because we still have to do bumpers, auxiliary batteries, auxiliary air pumps, auxiliary water systems, all of these things that we haven't even touched on yet, and now brakes on top of that. So we're going to get all this stuff done in 1 week so we'd be ready. We'd have time to kind of do some trial runs and make sure everything works before we do our 5,000-mile trip to the Arctic Circle. And we got a call, was it Sunday night?
Well, no, Monday he texted me and said he had been throwing up all night and didn't feel well. So we just thought he had a stomach bug, and it was what it was. And the day progressed on Monday, and he didn't feel any better. Monday night, he's still hurting, so we had him eat some bread. I was on the phone with him most of the night into Tuesday morning, and about 4:30 in the morning, he texted me and said, Mom, something's really wrong. I just threw up everything in my body. So we talked to Grandma and Grandpa and said, hey, if he's not feeling any better by noon, can you take him in? And this is out of state. Like, this is 6 hours away from us. So you guys can imagine, like, what we're feeling. And, mom gut feeling is, like, something's really wrong for him to say that. So I called about noon, and he was just getting out of the shower, and Grandpa was going to do a stomach, like, palpitation on him, because Grandpa's a doctor, too. And different kind of doctor, but still a doctor. And he called me back about 20 minutes later and said, so we're going to the emergency department. I'm pretty sure it's his appendix, and we will let you know what we find out once we get him there. So I think, maybe 2 hours went by at most.
2 hours.
And they called and said his white blood cell counts were elevated significantly, and he they did an ultrasound and lit up his insides, and his appendix was bad. So being in a small town on the coast of 7,500 people, they didn't have the ability to perform surgery on him. So they put him in an ambulance, and I think by probably 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the afternoon, he was in an ambulance on his way to Randall Children's in Portland. So we jumped in the car and headed to Portland, and I think we got to town about 10:30, and he was all checked in, and everything was good. And
yeah, Grandma and Grandpa were there. It was my dad's birthday, actually.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Dad. Yeah.
But by Wednesday at noon, they had him in and surgery done, and appendix was gone, and luckily we got it in time. There was no rupture or anything, but he's sick and he's still recovering.
Yeah,
and
he's still hurt.
It really took a lot out of him, and he's a very healthy, almost 13-year-old boy.
Yeah.
So the moral of this story is you never know what life's going to throw at you.
You never know what card you're going to pull. And, I mean, we were just so lucky that it happened now and not when we were on the trail. And, you know, the it of it is this obviously put us in a bind for the trip. We lost a whole week that we wanted to spend doing all of this stuff. But, I guess how this is going to pan out, there's a chance we might not go. There's a chance he might not be healthy enough to go. The doctors said they're optimistic that it shouldn't be an issue. We asked that question. But at the same time, we didn't want to, we don't want to put him in a bind. We don't want him to be sick. We don't want him, it's not about achieving something at all costs. It's about us all having a good time. And frankly, this is for him. This is his birthday present.
His birthday trip.
So, like, if he can't go, we're not going to go. It's not that important. I mean, it'd be blast to go, but it's not.
It's not worth the risk.
World. It's not worth the risk.
No.
So we're still doing what we can to get ready for this. We're not skipping a beat. We're staying up late. We're taking every minute we can. Today we got the brakes apart on this. Found out we didn't have the tool. We spent all day working on the trailer, and it was a very successful day.
It was a very successful day.
We have probably 10 or 11 days left before we leave, and within those 10 or 11 days I have a 50-hour work week, but it is what it is. We'll make it happen.
But you have a 3-day weekend next weekend.
I do have a 3-day weekend next weekend, and we're going to take advantage of the time that we have. And the it of it is we're not going to be leaving with the things that we had planned on having.
No.
We're not going to have the awning system. I don't know what we're going to have for water. I mean, it's going to be a lot more barren than we had anticipated if we go. Because at the same time, we need to make sure the kids are healthy. We need to make sure Anthony's in good shape. We can't just throw him into the wild like that and have him not have a good time or even risk anything. It's not worth it.
I mean, there's still there's a good chance that we're going to go, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I mean, we'll probably still go on a road trip. Like,
we'll
maybe
do something.
Go through Idaho, do some other trips that are closer to civilization.
Well, at this time, we
out
have
of the
every
country.
intention of going. It
Right.
just depends on, first of all, how much we get done.
Right.
If we get one more bad apple with the project that we have in hand, we're SOL.
Yeah.
We don't have time to wait on backorder parts. We don't have time to redo anything. I mean, there's been a lot of having to stop, redo crap, especially with the trailer. I don't foresee that, but you don't know. But yeah, so we have every intention of going. It just depends.
Yeah.
So, wish us luck, I guess. Such is life. Everybody has grand plans, but sometimes life gets the best of you while you're making grand plans for it. So that's a good way to put it, I think. So that's all I got.
Yep. Hope to see you guys out there. We hope to be out there too. Have a great weekend, guys.
Yeah, thank you.